What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Ringside Talk. I'm Stephen Laurie, and joining me is my co-host from the Fade and Philadelphia Sports Radio, Luca Zima. Um, the Volk fight and Islam fights in 2 days, man. I just gotta know, man. What do you think?
I'm probably gonna say, dude. I know you're rooting for Volker, but for some odd reason, dude, I want Volk to win, but I think Islam is gonna have it within 2 rounds. I just think the wrestling is gonna be strong. Obviously I'm a wrestler, but I think Islam, dude. If Volk doesn't stay on his feet, dude, Islam looked really good against Oliveira, and I honestly think, dude, Islam might have this fight. You said that Volk gets both the titles, though, if he wins, right?
Yeah, Volk gets both titles. It's for the lightweight.
Yeah, so I mean, they might have like Volk might end up winning this, but I could see like Islam like just having like one of those boring wrestling matches to where it's like, oh man, let's turn this off. But
Mhm.
Volk's a very smaller guy. He's only probably like what at tops like 5'6".
Yeah, he's not that big.
Yeah, he's not that big of a guy, so I can see like Islam like doing his justice on him. I watched shout out to the Nelk boys. I watched their video. I wasn't really ever a fan of of Islam, but I mean he's a cool guy in person, and you can see the way these Russians, dude, these Dagestanians, man, they train their tail
Yeah,
off, man, bad. So I'm gonna go and take Islam.
I I agree with you, dude. In the back of my head, I really want Volk to win, but like you said, dude, it's just those Dagestanis, man, over there. They're bred different, man. They're over there running up mountains all day long, dude, not taking one heavy breath. And Volk's a rugby player and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like, he was a professional rugby player over there in Australia. That's like being an NFL player over here. It's one of their favorite sports over there. And it he has really good takedown defense, Volk. He's really strong. He's really sturdy on his feet. But Islam, dude, like he's like Khabib, like, you know what I mean?
He's bred different, man.
He's wrestling bears, bro. The kid's 10 years old. He's wrestling bears that are twice his size. Like, the kid, he's he's been training his entire life for this. He even says it, dude. Like, he doesn't have the best English, but he even says it. Like, I've been training my whole life for this. Like, he's the just those Dagestanis, man. They're bred different, but I really want Volk to pull through, like with the Ortega fight, man. Like, Volk, I mean,
Should have been submitted, man. He should have been submitted.
Islam taps, and that's what Islam's known for, dude. Going in there and getting them chokes.
Mhm.
Alexander Volkanovski, and that is Brian Ortega. I don't know if you know this or not, like anything about Brian Ortega, but that is Brian Ortega's move. That choke that he had locked
Yeah,
in on
yeah.
Volk. Like, that is his move, dude. That is his finishing move. He uses that. It is his best submission. Ask anybody. And Volk squirmed around like a worm when
Yeah.
he had that thing
He was
locked.
locked in there for over a
Dude,
minute,
he
like
had
30
that thing
seconds.
locked in so tight. He was like a fish hooked onto like the end of the reel, man, just squirming like that, and he got out of it. Like, that is just incredible strength, man. That just proves how strong he is, and that's the thing. Like, with the when he fights Volk, like, I don't see um I mean, when he fights Islam, I don't see Volk tapping, dude. I really don't. Like, he's one of them dudes, man, and everybody says it, like Daniel Cormier and them. Like, he's one of them guys that has no quit in him, and he's really not, dude. Like, I mean, he really is. Like, he's the Brian Ortega choke. I mean, Ortega's not the best fighter. He's really good. Don't get me wrong. He's very good.
But he got lucky in on
But
that.
yeah, he got lucky trying to lock that choke in on Volk, dude. That would never happen today. Never. Um, and yeah, man, it's a huge fight, but in the back of my head, I think Islam's gonna get it. Don't get me wrong, if Volk gets it, I'll be ecstatic because he gets pumped up, man. If he beats Islam while he's on an 11-win fight streak in front of his home crowd in Australia for the double champ, he is gonna be going crazy in that octagon,
I
dude.
think he deserves it, dude. Like the
Me
guy,
too. I like Volk, dude. He's one of my favorite fighters. I like the whole city kickboxing gym, honestly, dude. Like even Dan Hooker's involved with them. Like their notable fighters is like Adesanya and Volk. I don't know if you know that, but they're teammates over there
Yeah,
at City
yeah, I
Kickboxing.
see
Dan
that.
Hooker. There's a
Adesanya
couple
has a
of them.
lot to say good about Volk, how he met
Yeah,
him and how he
yeah.
first saw him.
Adesanya admits,
That's when Volk had hair on his head.
yeah. And to be on a 22 fight win streak in the UFC is crazy, man. And if he takes down Islam for this, honestly, dude, like he's in GOAT talks.
Yeah,
He
I
really
think
is, dude. If he takes Volk down for the title and is in a 22 or 23 fight win streak after this, he's in GOAT talks. He really is.
they're preparing Islam, the UFC, obviously. Like to Islam, he can't sell a fight. Like you know what I mean? Like what
Because
it's
he's
hard. Like,
quiet. His English isn't
yeah,
that good. That
yeah.
just like with Khabib,
Like
like
what was cool, what I thought like led up to this. He's like, "Where's that short guy?" After he won a title,
mhm.
like obviously there's good intentions with it. It's like, all right, let's build a little fight, but I'm not a douchebag about it. But I also believe, like, dude, what we were talking about before is like they're promoting the slap box a little bit more than they're promoting like two really good combat fighters going head to head for a possibility of a double championship.
And this
And
is a super fight, dude. This is
yeah,
number one and number two pound for pound.
that's what I mean.
This
Like
doesn't happen
feel
often.
I feel like exactly how you said number one and number two pound for pound. I feel like they're like pushing it off because like to be honest, and I understand Dana White's perspective, these guys aren't really the talkers. Like they're not the guys who are gonna go and talk crap, dude, in the press conferences. I don't even know, was there even a press conference yet? Because normally they have,
No.
see what I mean? They have these press conferences before these big fights where you have the whole card there and there's people press conferencing.
Unless they're doing it like now. They might be because I
That's
don't
what
know
I
what
mean.
time it is over there in Australia. They might be doing it like right now,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's what I mean. Normally, when they're in Vegas, they're shooting these press conferences
Yeah, but
and letting the guys talk a little bit of smack.
right, right.
All we might see is a little face off, dude, which is stupid because, like you said, dude, Volk might go down as one of the best pound for pound fighters. But I mean, dude, Islam is bred, dude. These Dagestani guys are kind of different. It's insane to think of because, like, thank God for like Nelk, man. Like, you see now, then actually what they go and show as people, like behind the scenes, like
Mm-hmm.
do this sauna. You're not even supposed to go from. I always learned this growing up. You're not supposed to go from hot water to cold water, and they're going from 100 and some degrees in a sauna to negative degrees
To jump
in
into a
water.
frozen river.
Dude, your heart should stop.
Yeah,
That's what I was always told growing up. These guys are just built different, man.
it's crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The amount that they physically endure is ridiculous, and this fight really is huge, man. And then like another thing that I definitely want to talk about right off the bat is Conor McGregor coming back, dude. He's coaching Ultimate Fighter against Michael Chandler. I know you're a big Michael Chandler guy. I'm not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very
But
big.
I'm also a big. I'm bigger on McGregor.
Yeah, McGregor's one of my favorite, if not my favorite ever.
Yeah,
Just I think the run that McGregor was on there when he became double champ is unmatched. I mean, if Volk makes this double champ, then that's matching it, I think. But I just think Conor had an unmatchable run as of right now. But yeah, dude, what do you think? Who like with this tough? I mean, Ultimate Fighter thing. Like what guys do you think are gonna come out and fight? And like what do you think's even gonna happen, dude? Because these guys don't like each other, McGregor and Chandler. Chandler's been
yeah.
calling him out for a while. And like I don't know if
So
you ever saw when Chael Sonnen was coaching Ultimate Fighter, him and who was it? I think
Ortiz,
Wanderlei
not
Silva.
Ortiz, was it?
I think it might have been like
I
Wanderlei
want
Silva.
to. So, yeah,
And
yeah,
they
yeah,
fought, dude. They were the
yeah.
coaches.
He
Last
was like,
time,
I can't let you get
yeah,
close.
he said he's squaring up, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, when
And
Channel was wearing his flip flops.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then last time McGregor was a coach, he was
He was what
he was
Uriah's
at the
favorite.
peak of his career, dude. At this
Yeah,
point,
about
he's
to verse.
just running his mouth to
Yeah,
everybody.
he was about to verse Jose when he
Hmm.
fought or
Yeah,
Jose or I think it was
he's like, I'm fighting guys like Jose.
yeah, he was fighting Jose and he just got done beating up Chad Mendez.
Hmm.
And
And
then
then little
Uriah
Cody
Faber.
Garbrandt, dude, is still an Ultimate Fighter,
Yeah.
and he's like,
And
I'll do
so was
something. I'll do something. And
yeah.
McGregor stands up and shuts him right up.
I think with everything, I think it's gonna be a very good show to watch. I think a lot of people will go and say because I know it's half UFC vets that were cut eventually and half prospects.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people are going to be like rooting to be like, oh, I want McGregor as my coach. For the simple fact that not even McGregor's a good fighter, like just they want to be around McGregor. And that's no disrespect to those guys, but I think if I had to pick, even if McGregor was a more of a lower fighter than Chandler, but he did what he did, I would go and take McGregor. Like I'd want him as my coach. He knows we kind of learned that fighting anymore in the UFC and boxing is not just how good you can fight; it's how good can you promote a fight.
All right.
So I think like what Chandler did is how he called out McGregor a lot. He's very good at promoting, and what me and you have our differences with is I think Chandler's a very good fighter, but I also believe Michael Chandler is a guy that's like, hey, we're gonna go and meet in the middle, and we're gonna have a dog fight, right? But Chandler is you watch how good he does in those first like one and a half to 2 rounds. He does really good to where you're like, yo, Chandler might win this fight. But then it's like, man, Chandler either gasses out towards the third, fourth. I think Chandler's a very good fighter, and that's what they said. Like, if you're gonna press Conor McGregor like that, Dustin Poirier said it. Is Conor is not one to come and play with. Like he can tag you when you don't understand. He has length that you don't understand. Is it's just crazy. I think though. I think we're gonna have. I love Conor, man. I love Conor, but I don't know why. I think Chandler's UFC is where they want him to be, and they might have Chandler win this. But I think McGregor should end up winning this fight. Decision. I don't think he's knocking out Chandler
I
though.
hope.
I think if a knockout comes, it might be like a fourth or fifth round. But I don't see like a crazy first, man. I got a lot of respect for Chandler.
See, I think like the coaching aspect of it, Conor McGregor has some of the best stand-up knowledge in fighting on the entire planet. His
He
stand-up
got in
game,
there with Floyd Mayweather and
yeah,
stuff.
when his stand-up game in mixed martial arts, his knowledge in the game is some of the best on the planet. It's unmatched. I know guys in the the UFC don't really like McGregor just because of his cocky attitude. He makes a ton of money and just everybody hates on him, you know what I mean? Because everybody wants that fighter pay, and like I said, he's cocky. But when it comes down to the coaching aspect, yeah, I don't, and I'm not saying this because it's not even that I don't like Michael Chandler. I just think he doesn't deserve the fights that he gets because I don't know. And but like I said, when it comes down to the coaching aspect of it, I don't think Michael Chandler is going to be a good coach because, like you said, he gasses himself in a round or two. What is he going to be teaching these vets that were in the UFC and these young kids that are trying to make something out of themselves, dude? The bull rush in the first 2 rounds and try to take him out, and you know what I mean? Like when he fought Poirier, dude, he was so gassed he didn't know what to do. And when he was on
Yeah,
top of Poirier and he was bleeding, and Poirier even said this,
he's spitting
it
on his
was,
back and shit.
dude, his nose was gushing blood, and Chandler's putting his nose like this to fucking, oh my bad, to like leak blood in his face and stuff, dude. And that's not cool, man. I think that's dirty.
Yeah,
And
I heard it. I actually heard, dude. He was like actually like holding his nose and like shooting the blood out of his nose
Mhm.
onto him and stuff. I heard that actually, dude, that he did stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, it's messed up.
But like, I think after the fight, like me as I think, I know we're gonna get a little off topic with this. I think as a fighter and as a person, I don't know if you know this. Why I like Mike Chandler as a person is because he actually has two kids that are adopted from him.
Adopted. That's
Yeah.
why, yeah, I respect him.
Yeah, I really respect him, dude, like in that aspect. And I think like, dude, like coming from Bellator to the UFC is a hard jump. Like it's not like easy. But he is going, dude. He's putting on like 4.5, 5-star fights with these guys. Like he might go and get his bell rung, but at the end of the day, dude, he's making a good amount of money helping his family out. And I think, dude, like he called out McGregor for so long, and I guess McGregor only really took notice to one guy, which is crazy because, you know, I'm a McGregor fan. I know you are as well. But what, in your aspect, what really interests you by, if I can ask you, what interests you if you're Conor McGregor? Why are you taking this Chandler fight then instead of any other fight? You can go and pick any other. Is it because he's on a couple losses, or what?
You want to know why I think Conor McGregor took this fight, honestly? For one, they're coaching against each other. That's obviously part of it. And I think that he just watches Chandler fight. He sees that. He gasses himself so quick. And this is another reason why I think that McGregor's a better coach is because he's not going to be teaching his guys like Chandler does to bull rush and gas yourself in 2 rounds. Conor McGregor has very good cardio too. And he's very good at balancing it through an entire 5-round fight.
Yeah, but we've also seen though McGregor gasses himself out.
He will. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of fights like the Diaz loss fight. He was winning that up until he gassed himself out.
Yeah, that is true.
Like the Khabib one, he couldn't help himself, man.
Mhm.
When you're getting taken down, it's kind of
Right.
hard. But there's a lot of fights, dude, that McGregor is not. They say, all right, he's not conditioned.
No, yeah, you're right, I think. But compared to Chandler, I just think he's watching these fights. He's seeing Chandler getting gassed. He's already lost arguably two fights to Dustin Poirier.
Yeah,
I think Justin Gaethje would be way too much for him to handle. Way too much
for McGregor.
Yeah, I think Justin Gaethje would be way too much for him to handle. Like he would.
I think he needs a little bit of confidence.
That kid, Justin Gaethje is a gladiator, dude. Yeah. He will bang when he'll die in that ring. He does not care,
and he has a good fucking hand. Oh,
yeah. And
he
then
he has a good
like
hook.
Some of the top 5 there, and then there's Oliveira would choke his head off.
Yeah,
his head would pop like a balloon, and then there's Islam.
But Steve, it's tough. Though. It is tough because, dude, you couldn't go and necessarily say, "Yo, who's gonna really take McGregor down?" He really did look. He looked like crap against Khabib, to be honest. But like, there was points where you'd say, "All right, he looked all right in his defenses." But who really is gonna go and take him down like that when you know? Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard, but. I don't know. I think Gaethje would have that hand on him, like that one hit, because Gaethje's a tough hitter.
Big time.
Like Islam reminds me a lot of Khabib.
That's his protege.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think McGregor should beat Chandler. Because I don't think if Chandler loses, I don't think he's out of the UFC. No, I think he's still gonna fight. Still, right?
But I do think if he beats McGregor, that he might try to retire on that win.
It's crazy.
Chandler's kind of old, man. He's like, I don't know if he's 36. I don't know if he's 36 yet, or if he's. I know he's turning 36, but that's pretty old, man. And he came into the UFC at a late age, so
yeah, they never let him come into it.
Like McGregor, yeah, he's kind of the same age too. I think he's a little bit younger, but
I think McGregor's only like 33.
Yeah, he's not as old as Chandler, but he's getting there. But McGregor was also a double champ. Yeah, he's 36 now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, that's
36.
old, dude. Like
Yeah.
and
McGregor's 34.
yeah, and then that's what I mean too. Like McGregor's the younger fighter. He has the experience. If McGregor goes in here and
Now,
comes out of nowhere and runs through Michael Chandler like he did Donald Cerrone when he came back, if he goes in there and runs through Michael Chandler like he did Cowboy, there's no question about it. Conor McGregor is in the title talks for lightweight.
well, dude, like it's Cowboy though. You know what I mean? Poor
Cowboy was good at
Cowboy.
that point, though, man.
No, he was getting
Cowboy was good
mauled.
at that point, dude. He wasn't too bad.
Well, they're up at 170, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing this at 170. Yeah. So McGregor came back. He looked beefed up, dude. The USAD has to check him too, man. I love McGregor, but dude, there has to be
Oh
something.
yeah, he's on roids, dude, because
He's juiced up.
he's filming that movie Roadhouse and stuff, dude.
Yeah,
Like he wants to look jacked on that movie set. You know what I mean?
yeah, definitely.
There's no doubt, man. He's huge right now. He's gonna have
So,
to get cleared and stuff too. I mean, he might already probably got cleared already though if they're scheduling.
no, I was reading. They said that he hasn't declared yet to get back in.
Oh
Like,
wow.
he can still go and coach the
Yeah, he can coach.
and whatnot. Yeah, but he
Um,
can't enter the USAD pool and fight.
I'm really excited to see McGregor back, man.
So you have McGregor over Chandler.
I have McGregor over Chandler by a
What,
little bit.
what will you say? Knockout or unanimous?
If he does knock him out, I will say it'll be by a nasty counter punch, and then he's just gonna jump on top of him and start hammer fisting him probably,
Yeah.
and it'll probably get a TKO. But I don't know. I can see Conor getting a decision too.
Yeah, I have Connor decision with Chandler.
I don't see
No,
Chandler
actually,
getting a
never
decision.
mind. Never mind. I don't see a decision because I think both of them are going to go right head to head. There's going to be a lot of talk in the press conferences leading up to this. I think they're going to meet in the middle. Like Chandler always says, why I like him. He's like, we'll see who the first one that meets in the middle is.
I like
But
it.
he was on Taylor Lewan, the tackle for the Titans.
Yeah.
He was on it. Chandler was on his podcast. He's like, I don't expect Connor to meet me in the middle. He's like, if we meet, Connor's a guy who backs up and counters everything. Like you said, a counter punch. So we'll see with that. I think Connor, man, I think this is it for him though. If a loss happens, I think
His career rides on this fight.
Yeah,
Not only this fight, the impact he puts on this team in the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think you'd be done.
I don't think he'd be done, but I think that
he'd have to start just beating up on like the 15th ranked fighters and stuff.
What you think of when you think of Conor McGregor, like, oh, he had this great run, you know. At least I think of him like that. Like I think of Conor McGregor as one of the UFC greats, not the GOAT, but like I said before, that run that he had was pretty good, dude. Like, first double champ ever.
I look at like McGregor as a game changer.
That's a perfect word for it. As a game changer. Like I'll always respect Conor.
Yeah, like I think he taught a lot of guys, man. Like for example, like Kobe Covington, a guy who was nothing like cocky or nothing, but you have to change your ways to end up staying in the UFC. I told you before. I said the UFC isn't just a fighting anymore. It's business. Can you go and promote this stuff? So we need you to promote it. And Conor
You need to have a
McGregor
personality.
and Conor McGregor went and showed everyone, without Conor McGregor, a lot of these people would not. And that's why a lot of people say that their GOAT and who they respect is Conor McGregor. He might have got his ass handed to him a couple fights, but at the same time, it's a promotion, not a fighting thing anymore.
Right. And like, it's tough for McGregor, dude. It really is tough for McGregor. Like, I think, like I said, how you said he's a game changer. Like, when you think of Conor McGregor, you think of him like a game changer. I think this fight defines if he's starting to get towards the end of his career. Like, is this the same? Are we going to see the same Conor McGregor going against Michael Chandler that we saw beat up Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, definitely
You know what I
not.
mean?
Yeah,
Definitely not.
definitely not.
I don't think so, but I do think that this Conor McGregor
Is
Conor
that the
McGregor that
truth,
was throwing
though?
elbows at Donald Cerrone's face. I think that's the Conor McGregor we're going to see come out here. And
Yeah,
then,
I definitely I agree with you. I think Connor kind of knows that this is it for him. Like
mhm.
it is, and it's not like he went up against a crappy fighter. I think he's going up against, like I said, I got a lot of props for Chandler. I think he's
I
going
do too. I just think he's the
to
easiest out of the top
well,
five.
out of exactly what you're gonna say is he was the easiest to get with out of the top like 10. You know what I mean? So or five, wherever Chandler's ranked. I think he's in the top 7, right? He's in 5, right?
Chandler's like 5, or he was when he fought Poirier.
Yeah, I think yeah. So I think that they have to where McGregor's like, all right, I can't go and beat up on a unranked or a 15 ranked opponent to get a title fight. But if I can beat Chandler, which Chandler, like I said, why he's respected is Chandler goes head to head up until like, dude, it's a dog fight up until these rounds. So we'll see what McGregor. I think McGregor ends up beating Chandler. I think McGregor ends up getting a title fight, which shouldn't happen, dude. He should have to work his way up, but it's also Connor. You know, he's making money for the UFC. You know, so we'll see with that.
All right. Yeah, that's a good take, man. But going off of that, I want to get off of that topic a little bit. John Jones is coming back, dude, in a couple weeks here, man, and he's transforming the heavyweight, and he looks huge right now, man.
Yeah, he looks
John
chubby.
Jones looks massive, and don't want to say like I follow everything he does and stuff like that, but I watch videos and stuff of him training and stuff like that. He looks good. Like people are saying, "Oh, John Jones doesn't match up against guys that are heavier than him or match his weight." Dude, he's looking sharp right now, man. He's been training for a long time, trying to make this transformation to heavyweight. And at first, he wanted Ngannou. In my opinion, Ngannou's scared of him. I think Ngannou, he's been fighting with Dana White over this contract in the UFC for like 2 years now, man. And you're telling me right before this fight with John Jones is about to get confirmed, you're just gonna suddenly back out of the UFC when you're definitely gonna make money off of this because it's a John Jones fight. You're just gonna back out of the UFC and say you're going to the PFL to try to make more money and stuff like that. No, let's be honest, dude. You're scared of John Jones. You obviously can't say that because you're a professional fighter, but it's the truth. And Cyril Gane is he's a good heavyweight. He's a top 5 heavyweight. But John Jones, man, I just think is going to be a little too much. Even though Jones is the underdog, I just think Jones, he's, in my opinion, honest to God, and I know Joe Rogan said this too, and I 100% agree with him. Honestly think, dude, I would take John Jones in his prime as the best fighter ever to ever walk planet Earth, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
he's John Jones in his prime, dude. It was disgusting. It was a 23-year-old, 24-year-old kid running through people, running through some of the best fighters in the world, choking them unconscious, leaving them almost dead in the ring. Not a care in the world. He was disgusting. The only other one that honestly I would put up against John Jones in the prime is Mike Tyson. And I still think Jones would whoop him just because Tyson was a boxer.
I honestly believe it's a really good money talk to get Jones back. I think that John Jones beats Cyril Gane in 3 rounds or less.
3 rounds or less.
Yeah. I don't I
Big.
watching Gane fight Bam Bam. I don't really think Bam Bam's that good of a fighter. I think he just has like hands to where like all right, if it hits it happens, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. Like Derek Lewis.
Yeah, so like Cyril Gane fighting Bam Bam, John Jones would tear Bam Bam up. And no offense, I really do like Bam Bam. Just because like his personality, who he is, I think John Jones would tear Bam Bam up in less than a round. Like it would just be a funny thing to watch. But
Talking about Tuivasa, right?
yeah.
That's
Yeah, I think John Jones would destroy him in a round.
me too.
And I believe, though, this is good for business and this is good for everything that the sport ever needed back. Like, your top guys like Conor McGregor and John Jones, you just need them back. And there is nobody who goes and can really promote a fight like these guys. Like, dude, John Jones is the biggest, like, news around the world. Whenever he is and wherever he is, he is the big news. He wanted Adesanya for a while. It just wasn't coming out. And what you said about Nagano, I think there's just a lot of distribution with money that has to be made with that. Like, why would Nagano fight John Jones if Nagano's on a contract to only make 800,000, but John Jones is gonna make 10 mil? You know, it's kind of crazy. Like, dude, Fury makes like 30 to 40 mil a fight, maybe even more.
See, but the UFC pays.
It's crazy though.
A lot of these fighters, like Bryce Mitchell, doesn't get
make $1
paid a lot, dude. He took that fight. He took this fight that he just lost recently when he had the flu, and he came out and said that the only reason he took the fight is because he needed the money. Like, you can't pay your fighters, dude, that are risking their lives to be in this cage every few months or so, dude. You can't even pay them that good, man. Like, Dana White is a very, very wealthy dude, man. He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he picks and
chooses.
chooses, dude. Yeah, he picks and chooses who he wants to pay. He doesn't. It's not equal at all, man. Like you said earlier about Covington. Covington was making like next to no money when
and they're gonna cut him.
Yeah, man. Like, he was living with Masvidal and stuff like that. Like, he wasn't really. Don't get me wrong, Covington's a really good fighter, and I like Covington a lot. But like, personality wise and like promotion wise, he wasn't doing anything in the UFC, man. And they pretty much told him, like, you need to get a personality. And then he started with that like whole nerds and virgins thing, you know what I mean? And like the Trump thing and supporting like first responders and
Brazil out when he was like,
exactly, like, yeah, he called Brazil a dump. Like, that's obviously gonna go like, that's obviously gonna go viral.
Yeah. See, but that's what I mean. Like, why it's like it's not more about fighting anymore. It's like, can you promote us?
Right.
You know, but like Kobe Covington, man, like, he is. I believe besides in that division, there's nobody who can beat Covington besides Kamaru Usman.
I agree.
And I think like it's very split, man. That last time they fought, dude, I thought that could have went either way or could have made a draw out of it. But I think, like, I know a lot of people are saying Kobe's scared of Chimaev, Hamzat.
I don't think he is at all.
I think he, like he said, what I read is he said, he goes, I'm not going to fight this guy, and as I'm the number one, if I'm not guaranteed to get a title fight.
Yeah.
So the thing is they're looking at it like Usman's going to end up beating Edwards. I think Usman's going to kill
He is going to. There's no way in
I think hell. Edwards got lucky.
There's no way in hell that Usman loses twice in a row to Edwards. There's no way.
I think it was just a lucky shot, dude, by Edwards, man.
Covington would run through Edwards.
Bad, yeah.
Covington would run through Edwards.
Yeah.
And like you said about the Chimaev thing,
Chimaev is a tough SOB, man.
But dude, so is Covington is just so well rounded, man. His striking, I mean, he was Masvidal's best friend for a long time. Masvidal taught him so much about striking, and then Covington taught Masvidal so much about wrestling. And it's just like I don't know, man. I think
I don't think I really don't think, dude. Nobody can go and beat Kobe like that. Like,
me neither. That's what I mean. Like Kobe might even be a better wrestler than Chimaev, dude. He was an
yeah,
NCAA Division I wrestler,
yeah. I
one of the
think,
best wrestlers in the entire UFC.
yeah, I think like with Kobe, dude. Like, if he really like how I know, like again, people say like, oh, it's a boring fight to see someone wrestle the guy the whole time. But dude, there's a difference when he was doing that to Masvidal. There was, dude, he won it instead of knocking Masvidal out. He kind of just wanted to show Masvidal, I can play with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, all right, let's see who can knock one another. No, man. Like, we're in a cage, this and that. But at the same time, dude, I think Kobe went and said, in his head, I was like, man, Kobe sat on him probably just thinking, he's like, you can't do nothing when I'm on top of you. That's what's crazy, man. Like, if you aren't a wrestler, and obviously I'm a former wrestler, stuff like that.
Thanks for throwing that in there.
Hey, thank you. I think it's really hard to verse like a wrestler in a way, like even if they don't have hands, but obviously they train boxing and stuff, in the UFC. But I think like, dude, if you're a wrestler, man, and you know how to control someone on the ground, it's kind of hard.
Absolutely.
That's why I think Kobe
Absolutely.
Covington, dude, is like a big fight to make. Like, yeah, it's boring to watch, but you also let Khabib do what he did. Like, Khabib was not an exciting fighter. Like, to be honest, I only ever gave Khabib his respect, dude, after he, like, his pops passed. And he was like, oh, this is it for me. But, like, dude, wrestling is a good sport. And at the same time, man, like, if you box and if you can't defend wrestling, then go to boxing. You know what I mean? In a way.
No, I 100% agree with you, man. And with the whole Masvidal thing, dude, I wanted to talk about him a little bit tonight too, because he's fighting Gilbert Burns, dude, and I think Gilbert Burns is way, way too much for Masvidal to handle.
I think Burns ends up knocking him out within four. I think it'll end up being within 4. I think that's I think that was a really good fight to make though, right?
No, yeah, it is. It is a good fight to make, but it's
because who else?
Gilbert Burns is way, way, way too much for him.
Yeah, but who else would have got Masvidal?
Honestly, dude,
I had no idea then.
I don't know, man. Honestly, maybe like
Belil.
Do you know who Belil Muhammad is?
Yeah, and he's
maybe him.
They're trying to work him in with Covington.
That's what I thought. That's who I thought was gonna fight.
Mazzy.
No, I thought Belil Muhammad was gonna fight Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, but see, they're two different. Or two of the same. They're not cocky enough. Muhammad, he's cocky enough to go on BS with these guys. But I think Masvidal, dude, will end up getting KO'd by Burns, and that might be the last you hear of Masvidal in the UFC.
I don't even like Masvidal, dude.
Me either. I think he's a cocky douchebag.
Me too. I don't like him a lot. And then
there's difference, Steven. You know it. There's differences with street fighters, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Compared to him coming into
and that's what he is, dude. And it's just for him to run up on Kobe Covington with ski masks, dude, and roll on him like that. And what did he
Why didn't he do that in the cage?
A bar stool at his face or something like that, didn't he?
I think I heard he sucker punched him.
He did something crazy, dude. I know. And then it's like, what? You're this professional fighter, dude. And now he's a promoter. Like, he does promotions and stuff, the Game Bread Promotions. And now you're known as this guy who, when he loses a fight into the UFC, he's going to be a sore loser, and then he's going to get his boys from the ghetto down in Florida and jump this guy that beat him in the cage. Why? What point does that prove? You know what I mean? Like, it's annoying, man. I think Masvidal is so annoying, and I think when he need Ben Askren in the face. I just think that was the luckiest he'll ever get. And even when he beat Darren Till, he was good back in like 2019. Masvidal, he was good, but that's the only run Masvidal will ever have. He'll never be that same dude. And when Masvidal had that run, I will say this: Kobe Covington was in his corner, and that was who was teaching him the wrestling and stuff like that, man. And ever since Kobe and him have been beefing and stuff like that, it's just he hasn't been the same, honestly. And now Covington has a win over him.
I think, dude, with Masvidal, right? I think there's just so much to think of with him. Is he or is he not a good fighter? Like, all right, yeah, he beat Nate Diaz, right? But like,
Yeah.
I think that was all just like, dude, like I love the Diaz brothers, man. I watch a lot of their like documentaries and stuff. I think, dude, they were just kind of woofing them out, man. Like I feel so bad for the Diaz, man. The Diaz guys, like I feel like they're always throwing in this stuff, man. That they, all right, let's throw him to the wolves. If Chimaev didn't miss weight, right, I think it would have been a massacre on Nate Diaz's.
No, me too. I was just thinking that earlier too.
And I didn't want to see Nate Diaz get absolutely obliterated, dude, in his final UFC.
I'm kind of glad he didn't make weight too, honestly, dude, because I'm in Diaz army.
Yeah, it's dead ass,
like,
man. Like
he's the man, dude.
He's just like, dude, if you go and like read into what these guys did when they grew up, like if you watch the documentaries,
nothing, dude.
Yeah, and like there's two brothers, man, and like they just do really, they go off of one another, man. And like I'm an older brother myself, like to another younger brother, and I always said like growing up, whatever, man, that's how I looked at life. Like, all right, with wrestling shit like that, like that's how it is for me. But Nate Diaz has my ultimate respect. I think he's training actually to fight Jake Paul in the summer. Yeah.
It's crazy, dude, too, because I posted on Facebook like 9 months ago when Jake Paul beat, who did he fight before he fought Silva?
Fury or not Woodley.
It was Woodley. Yeah, I think it was Woodley. And I said, I posted on Facebook, I was like, Nate Diaz or Jake Paul should box Nate Diaz next. And now it's looking like after the Fury fight, he's going to fight Nate Diaz. So I really hope he does.
Yeah, they're arguing before Paul's fighting in the like hallway or something.
And I hate Jake Paul, dude.
Do you?
I cannot, dude, I can't stand him. I cannot stand him.
Wait. Do you think then that he had, with Fury and him, what he got there? I think he's gonna beat Fury. Dude.
I think he's gonna beat Fury too. But Fury came out, dude, and like a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and was saying like that he's beating these dudes up in the gym that are world class fighters, and he's knocking them out and stuff like that. And Tyson Fury was backing it up, dude. And Tyson Fury was going, yeah, like he is. And Tyson Fury knows what Jake Paul's about. He knows he's a good boxer. I don't like Jake Paul, but I will say he's a good boxer. Yeah. And Tyson Fury was even saying, like, yeah, my brother is knocking out world class dudes in the gym. And
I don't know.
Tommy's saying how him and his team have been watching Jake Paul fight since he first started, and they've been watching film on him, and how his boxing fundamentals are just not there, and how he's going to exploit every one of them, and he's promising that he's going to exploit every one of them.
So you're taking Fury.
I'm not taking Fury, but I'm really interested to see how this fight goes, because if he's saying all this, dude, I don't want to hype Tommy Fury up because I'm not too sold on him, but Tyson Fury is his older brother. He's been fighting since he was 12 years old. He's been a professional for a very long time. And
he's only like 6-0 though.
I know, but Jake Paul,
his opponents are like 19 and like 200.
I know, but it's I
I
don't
would,
know.
I would, I
I
would
still
have,
have Jake Paul.
I would have took the same road though as Jake Paul. Like I would have fought people that have like he's fighting people that have a good MMA record, not boxing.
Hmm.
I would have taken the same road, but like, dude, Fury kind of went the same way with boxing. Like a lot of these guys, they don't have any quit in them. Like, oh, I won 2 matches, but I lost 50 some.
Right.
You know, it makes no sense. I would have quit after I won 2 and lost 40.
Right.
You know, so I think Jake Paul ends up beating him, dude,
Me too.
and then I think he starts getting like weird publicity to where it's like, oh, could he actually beat real boxers now? And then these idiots like I don't know who, but I think like actual boxers are gonna end up starting to come and fight him. But the second though, I'll give this to Jake Paul though. The second Jake Paul loses, I think he might back out of boxing then. It's weird, like, dude, why would you back out of boxing after one loss and keep going? Why not keep going? I just think, dude, he'll be a sore loser and will never box again after losing
Yeah.
one time. Crazy as it is.
No. I don't really know. I don't watch a lot of like the YouTube boxing thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
Yeah.
really
I
huge
think
on
it's
that. But
stupid.
I keep up with like Jake Paul's fights, but I'm
Me
not
too.
even gonna lie, dude. I don't even watch Jake Paul's fights. I just watch like the highlights and stuff that I see on Facebook.
Yeah, I
No.
watch a good bit of Jake Paul.
I honestly don't even watch them. Like I watched
Mm.
one of the Woodley fights when he knocked Woodley out,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's that. I don't know, dude. It's just kind of like a joke, honestly, at this point. But
What about then if you had to take we know a big fight's coming with Davis and Garcia. I know you like who? You like
I
Davis
like
or
Tank.
Garcia, yeah.
I like Tank, dude. I think Tank's gonna. If
Brew,
Tank lands, if Tank lands an overhand on Garcia, he's going to sleep. He's going to sleep, dude. There's Ryan Garcia is a great boxer. Don't get me wrong. He's super fast. He's super efficient, and he hits
yeah.
hard. But Javante Davis, dude, they don't call him Tank Davis for no reason, dude. He's a small guy, and he hits so hard. He knocks dudes in another dimensions, and he's literally done it almost every fight that he's been in. He's been putting dudes to sleep. It's absolutely crazy, and I don't think he's gonna put Ryan Garcia to sleep. I don't think he's gonna knock down. I mean, I think he's gonna knock down Ryan Garcia for sure.
What are they doing? They're going 12 rounds, right?
Yeah,
Is it for a championship?
belts are weird in boxing, man.
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah, that's
honestly,
what I
but
mean.
I have no idea. But probably.
Yeah, I would assume though. I like your take on it. I think, dude, that Tank has a heavy hit.
And
But
also, dude, too. I don't mean to cut you off,
no,
but
you're good.
he was being promoted by the best boxer of all time. People say Floyd Mayweather. For a long time, Gervonta Davis was under Mayweather Promotions. Now he's not. I think it's because he gets in trouble and stuff all the time. I don't know the reason behind it, but
Well, yeah, I just went on Rolly Romero, or you know who he is, who got
Riley said the same thing, dude. That Garcia's saying.
yeah,
Riley
but
said the
Rolly,
same
dude,
thing.
Rolly's hanging out with Floyd Mayweather too, dude. It's weird because
Rolly's
like
good, bro.
they're in the same gym, dude. Like they're going to the same gym, but they'll end up like fighting on these big promotions and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Which I never knew that up until I started like seeing Rolly's stuff. I was like, wow, these guys are actually like training in the same gym with like similar coaches. It's crazy. I think Rolly Romero's a really good boxer, but I just watched him get knocked out in sparring the other day.
Davis made a joke out of
Davis
that
is
kid.
Yeah, Davis is what though? He's 27 or 8, right?
He's young. I think he's 28.
See, I thought he was younger than that, dude.
No,
And
he's.
it's crazy, man. He's
It's
like
crazy to think that this dude's just entering the prime of his career.
he said he only wants to do 5 more years at tops.
I can see it. He's gonna have GOAT status by then, dude. If he
See what I mean though with UFC and boxing, man? You go and get stuff under your belt and you're like, you know what? I can go and leave it all right now. Like Floyd, I give him his respect. But like, dude, you were not going up.
you're
You
not
weren't.
the most talented boxer, you're not the most
Yeah,
decorated boxer of
yeah.
all time.
Like
In my opinion,
you're
it's Muhammad
undefeated,
Ali.
bro. Like who'd you verse, bro, besides Manny Pacquiao? To be honest,
Yeah,
man. Like,
honestly. And then, did you ever see the the video of him like when the fight got stopped? The fight got stopped, and he just like,
when the guy bit him and then he hit him when the ref wasn't
dude,
looking.
he just starts cracking him, and he wins the fight for it. Like, what is
Yeah,
that?
the
And they don't
guy,
even say nothing.
dude, the guy who bit him, the guy who bit him, and then they get in the corner or something like that, and then as the ref's not looking, he knocks the guy the f out, man.
Dude, it's
He was getting mauled that whole
I do
fight,
not
dude.
think that he's the GOAT. I think it's Muhammad Ali, and that's just the end of the GOAT talk for that. But
I think like I know a lot of people are like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was just like, yo, the guy you want to go and view yourself as. Like he was a really good fighter, but at the same time, dude, like Mike Tyson was a guy who was like, hey, I came from nothing. I had a really like bad childhood. Respect to Mike, but at the same time, man, he was like, dude, he always viewed him losing to these opponents, and that's what's crazy. He's like, I dreamed about these guys like killing me, stuff like that.
Mhm.
So he just came out and kicked the hell out of all of them. So Mike Tyson, I think, is like one of the goats. One of the goats, man. He should definitely be up in there. I know he's not doesn't have the best record, but like
But
I think he should
when it
definitely
comes
be up
down to a
there.
fighter being in his prime,
Yeah.
he
Iron
was
Mike, man.
malicious, dude. Baddest man on the planet.
Yeah.
Baddest
Yeah.
man on the planet.
And still
But
to this day, man, I wouldn't go and I'd take freaking Iron Mike over
I
Dwayne
remember
The
over
Rock
who he liked a little
Johnson.
bit.
Yeah, over Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I'd have Mike Tyson over.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
That's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to say too. But thanks guys for listening to the first episode of Ringside Talk, man. Next week hopefully we'll have Braden Harvey on. And